Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Imperial Destroyer with this Dutch campaign. So first off, I wanted to actually show you, because I haven't shown, and I kind of felt as though I was almost cheating, or that you guys might be thinking that I'm cheating, sort of. I was always having money trouble, but every time I've started a new video, it seems that I'm flush with cash all of a sudden. So I'm just going to show you that Britain, in fact, does buy these technologies for quite a lot. We're going to start with... I'm going to go pretty high this time around. I'm going to go for 5,000. 5,000 for crop rotation. What do you say, Great Britain? Oh, glorious day! Your decision brings great joy and prosperity to our people. I'm pretty sure I could probably have gone higher. 5,000 I got for selling that. Do I have any other technologies he wants? No. Damn. Great Britain pays a lot for technologies. So now I just got 5,000. I'm still losing money though, all over, as it were. But that's great. And also, now for to the things where I actually have cheated, I saved and then I continued playing to kind of see if my options were actually valuable, given that it takes so many turns to actually complete some of the stuff, and I'm not too familiar with the mod. I've done it once before, and especially with the sub-mods, I wanted to see if my ideas of how to solve the situation would actually be doable. So I decided to attack the French capital. It only has a single 4-inch mortar, so I thought, even if it spawns a few units as defense for the capital, I'm pretty sure I would be able to do it. However, it wasn't a few units. It was a full stack, so 20 units of elite garrison infantry of different kinds. So attacking Paris is out of the question. I also did this previously by a test attack on the fort over here, but... oh no, that's the wrong province. This fort right here. The thing that I noticed with that was cannons. Because the cannons has been reduced to only 2 cannons per unit, I don't know why that was done, but because it does that, that means that each sort of volley, as it were, of the cannons, 4 cannon shots normally, would take like 1% or 2. But now, since there's only 2 cannons, that means that it basically take 1% every other shot, or every other volley. So it takes, literally, with 1 cannon, it takes literally forever to blow a hole in the wall. And climbing up means running into melee, where you can't really work it in a way where you can find a good advantage the same way you can when you're shooting at each other. I also tested it out over here, where I played through and actually attacked Bahamas to see if my army could actually defeat the pirate stronghold. And similarly, I am guessing because this is the pirate capital, they spawned in tons of troops as well, to the point of there were 3,000 pirates against my force, which I'm not entirely sure how many they are, but they're certainly not, they're about, I think, 1,600. So twice the numbers of pirates. Plus, Buccaneers have really good accuracy. They have 40 accuracy, so they're really good. So that was out of the question. The thing that comes to mind now, however, is if I will be get the same kind of treatment for my capital. So if I only leave very few troops, like we only leave in this case, say the Lille-Wallon infantry, and it will spawn tons of troops for me, we might leave that and say a general, because generals you don't actually pay upkeep on. So we'll leave a general and the Walloon troops And suddenly my expeditionary force to North America grows a lot larger. And we could actually see about conquering some colonies that aren't capitals. Like, I would actually be able to reconquer this area. And I could look at conquering, say, Newfoundland. We would be able to conquer lots of other French colonies. And actually maybe even be quite victorious in that. So I think that's the plan. Now currently though, given what has happened, I do want to keep my port open. So we are hemorrhaging money still, but I think the option here right now is to not go here, but to try for another place. I think New Orleans, but the thing is, New Orleans, we might be influenced by Spanish Florida, and they might have cause to attack us. So I'm thinking an easier place to attack would be actually Newfoundland. It's an island. It won't be influenced by any close regions. And it might be a province that the French are neglecting. So we'll head straight over there instead. And we'll try to capture that with this force. Might run into the same problem, but I think it will do. We have a better chance here. I hate the fact that there's fort everywhere. I don't know why the Disease mod decided to put them in, because they're god awful in every single way. I think just because capital might have them, and I think you should be able to, when generals march around on the field, I think you should be able to build those kinds of forts. Because those, I think, pretty cool. The little wooden fort, I think, is okay. But these stone forts are just a nuisance. The AI's god-awful in them. It takes, half an hour just to break a hole in the wall. And, it's an absolute mess in every single way in any way you look at it. So I think what I could do is we'll take a major part of this force, basically all the Dutch infantry, the cannon, the cavalry. We'll spawn another general, hopefully a better one than this Van der Hoef guy, which only 3-star and he looks pretty miserable. So we spawn another general, we bring them on, I'm gonna risk it and we're gonna bring it on a single ship, so this brig. And we're gonna bring them to North America and we're gonna combine all that force. So first target is Newfoundland, and then after that we'll try to retake Guyana region, and we'll see where we go from there. I'm hoping no one attacks the capital, and if they do, then it will have the same courtesy as for other nations, that it will actually spawn quite a bit of troops for me in my capital to protect it. So we're gonna bring all these troops. This could go. This is another thing about the movement range. I mean, I moved my army. Can't even move them from Amsterdam to the bloody port to send them away in one go. We got another general, Ruben van Corland. He is at least he looks a bit more happier than this guy. Looks like he's suffering from gas or something. I'm not sure. 31. He definitely does not look like he's 31. Although a really bad 31. At the same time, this guy does not look like 21 either. But you have an idea what's going on. And hopefully we'll be able to achieve this within a reasonable amount of turns. And this won't go completely topsy-turvy and destroy my empire immediately. I'm not entirely sure how this works, religion and culture, but we have 280 points out of 100, so I'm not entirely sure if I can do something with these points. Anyways, we've got an Italian adventurer, the renowned Italian occultist and mystic is just arrived in our capital, attracting attention of the upper society by arranging demonstrations of the alchemy experiments and series of mysterious spiritual rites. Rumors to the raising the dead and knowing the secrets of the universe. He could perhaps reveal a method of converting mercury into gold for us. For a generous pay, of course. Pay him minus 2,000 nobles mood and mood of the citizens. Okay, so everyone's happy if we pay this charlatan. I will arrest him. Control points, and everyone will be unhappy if I do. But it costs 2,000 to pay this absolute charlatan. But just because he's convinced everyone. No, I will not. Will arrest him. I don't care if I have to shoot down people in the streets because of this. What's this? Kosoranian versus Votanians. Similar to political sphere, the professional and intellectual life of the United Provinces was marked by the polarization between two warring ideological camps of the Dutch Reformed Church, both named after the leading 17th century Dutch theologian, I'm just going to call him Colonial, because that's what I want to read, who advocated tolerance and a liberal church, which seems fine for someone that's called cocaine. And the Votanian, who were strongly conservative and orthodox. Both camps were backed by the opposing political parties of the... oh god. Lowenventriner... something... Loventiners and the Orangists, respectively. Support cocaine, minus treasury, minus control points, minus mood for nobles. Peasants are happy, and enlightenment. Or if we lose stability. I think this is better than... I do not want to lose stability, and we gain enlightenment points. So yes, we'll support cocaine in this hour of need. And also gain enlightenment points, which means that I should be able to research philosophy a lot better. I've already sent the fleet out, or the fleet, as we crammed the entire army onto a little brig. And that is making its way to North America as we speak. Everything seems fine here. I wonder, I could invest here in these farms, but it will only increase the wealth of the region slightly and increase the amount of people that will live here. I don't know if it's totally necessary. It might be better to support an area like this, which is currently... oh yes, there was swamp fever here, wasn't there? We can see a little symbol there. Or malaria or something. Everyone's dying like flies and we're losing tons of money. And because they're super unhappy because of the plague, so I'll have to exempt them from tax. So at the current we have 660 in wealth of the region. No, the region wealth is actually 3,000. That's a lot better. But we're losing 19 points per turn. And if I don't exempt them from tax, we'd almost be losing a percentage of people. People are actually moving away. Not many, but some. And I imagine these are the Dutch people living here rather than the actual inhabitants. Would be then good maybe to build a bigger rice farm to actually support this. Or continue... this is actually too expensive to build. So we'll build a rice farm as a precaution. And hopefully once the plague subsides, we'll actually be able to increase the population in the area. I don't like the fact that the French seem to be bolstering a lot in the colonies. The island of Martinique has at this point more than a half stack of troops, mostly cavalry. But I hate the fact that everyone seems to have been built forts everywhere. God. Yes. Every single province has fort, which is god awful. Anyways, we're on our way, and hopefully my newest plan will actually work. I was afraid of this, that I would send my navy away and it would be attacked by the French navy, or when I send the entire army on a single ship. Luckily for me, though, it looks as though I have intercepted him with my big fleet. The enemy has 3 stronger ships. In total, I have more cannons, but they have 3 stronger ships, while I have 2 of the same size and then 2 smaller ones. Once again, it's a naval battle. I think compared to the other ones, because normally naval battles aren't that interesting, or I know you guys don't think so. I will see about, diminishing this so it's not all naval for this campaign. See if we can get some actual land battles going as well. But then again, you choose the Dutch, and it's not really known for great land battles, are they? Anyways, once again, we'll take to defend the high seas. So after a very long fight, this is where we're at. We have been able to more or less sink the Mercury, or the Mercure. However, my fleet at this point is very damaged, and I've decided to flee the field. One ship was actually retreating, the other ones were just ordered by me to flee. We've sunk the Mercury, but all my other ships are so damaged at this point that it's time to retreat. And I don't think we would have been able to stand up against the French any longer. So we'll make our way. So our fleet will make our way back to port, hopefully. We did manage to sink one of the French frigates. But if I'm not careful here, they might sink my admiral ship. "34 guns left." But as it is if we're gonna have to pass this one broadside right here. But then, as you can see, both of these are actually turning up into the wind, while I'm now speeding directly into the wind away from them. I don't think they will be able to catch up with me. They just shot one of their own. And I'll rather put shots into the hull than to aim for the sails at this point. It was an even fight. I think if we fought it out to the very end, I think the French would have won. What I could have done is possibly sacrifice one of my smallest ships, one of the 28 gun frigates, to try and board one of the big one and then just lock him in place as I completely obliterate the other side with one of my bigger ships. But in this case, that's probably not going to happen. I'm going to switch to chain shot. And so from the... Do I have guns in the back? No, I don't actually. I was hoping I had some guns in the back. It's time anyways to flee the field. Still able to send one of the bastards to the bottom. Hopefully that will be enough. And here's the result of that naval battle. So we had 4 ships against their 3. They lost one, however, I believe that we lost a lot more crew and a lot more cannons through all of this. My fleet, after having escaped a Danish attempt to sink it, is now almost on its way over to North America. One turn away to jump into the teleport zone, as it were. At the same time, my fleet in North America has actually arrived, and it turned out that they have quite the amount of troops in Newfoundland as well. I don't know where everyone else is getting their money from, but holy crap, they've decided to put a half stack on Newfoundland, of all places. Like, I mean, it's gonna take my entire army to just take this down. And even then, it's most likely going to be, I'm going to have to siege it until the enemy decides to be forced out of the fort, rather than me actually attacking it head on. So we're going to have to siege it out and force them to march out of the fort to defeat. And then even then, it's going to be one hell of a battle with all the troops I have. So definitely seems like I probably should have not have had as high difficulty as I did, which, if I think about it, if we think about as my Swedish campaign, we had something similar there, where I was constantly sort of teetering on the edge of destruction, with Denmark going in, and the only thing that kind of saved me was the fact when I do that lightning campaign, where I had like 4 regiments or something, and this lightning campaign moving through, destroying so many Danes on the way, and then taking Norway, and from there it started to turn around. But yeah, if you want to play this with the submod and so on, I probably think you should probably not play at as high difficulty as I am. And hopefully I will be reminded, if I ever do this again, not to play it like this high difficulty rate. Currently I have started taxing the dying peasants on Ceylon, just because I definitely need the money for it, even though they're quite unhappy, but I definitely need the money just a little bit. Like, just give me something, right? Hopefully, though, I think we will be able to take Newfoundland. And I can't remember if Empire has a loot ability, or loot thing. But if they do, we might want to loot it rather than, I don't know, keep it. I don't know how it works, really. Anyways, it's kind of a stop here in the middle. Let's see if we can't achieve what I've just talked about. I completely forgot there that I was going to mention that, of course, now when my fleet is repaired again, I'll have to charge out and take out these guys. We're going to open up the trade route again. Because hopefully, I'll be able to, yeah, you know what we're doing. We're opening up the trade lanes. Let's go ahead and once more fight the French. Right now it looks pretty good. We have been able to cut them up pretty darn nicely. And with my advantage in guns and ships, I should be able to win this fight. You can already see how we've cut up the Therese, or Therese, to the point where one side is almost ready to give in. If you look on the ship here. So this side's being completely opened up. And it's not gonna look much better for the Diane as well. Oh, what are you trying to do now? Trying to avoid us? I'm parking this ship right there. Ooh, right through. We're coming to blow really close to each other here. Let's try to be smart with his maneuvering. It's not gonna work. You're too damaged, sir. And soon enough this one will sink. Most of those shots actually flew over the ship. It's a bit sad about that. Oh, I'm able to concentrate so many guns on him up front now. That, I mean, he's gonna sink any second now. Giving his current predicament, and the fact that I put the Nijmegen in front of the Diane meant that he couldn't come up to aid. Looks like he's about to ram this ship. Wonder if I can afford to be a little bit cheeky by switching to canister here and giving him a canister shot. Pretty cool troops on the French ship though. Oh, this one's way outpaced the rest of the fleet. That's not good. Oh, he's stuck there? Interesting. I'm surprised this hasn't even started wavering or anything. You know what? We should turn like this instead. The thing is, even with all the damage and all the shit I've put this one through, he's nowhere near close to actually surrendering, even if I move to board him. I'm pretty sure he would still fight on. I'm also quite surprised that they're... Oh, there we go. Now we start to waver. We'll switch to firing on sails and maybe I can force him to completely surrender rather than sinking him. I'm gonna have the Nijmegen gonna shadow him as he retreats, and then I'm gonna bring the others to bear on the Diane. I think it... Oh, he's taking on water already. You can see him... The damage side... Oh, it's not actually the damage side that is tilting into the water, but he's definitely taking on water at this point. We're gonna hold fire here, switch to round shot as we're about to... I pass right by the Diana. Or Diane, I should say. He's wavering. Oh, he's back in the fight, is he? What if I give you a little bit of canister? Will that change your mind about fighting? Apparently not. He's gonna fight her until she sinks at this point. Which I'm not super happy with, actually. I would have liked to capture her, but if that's how he wants to play it, then that's how he wants to play it. I mean, you have nothing left. I don't know why you're still fighting. Oh, now it's routing again. follow him. And the second one, God. This looks like it's gonna be all naval battle for this episode as well. He's too fast at this point. He's too fast, he's getting away. Which I don't like. Well, now he's back in action. And he's turning to join the fight again, but he's tilting so much in the water, most of the shots are going into the water. I mean, if I fire a round shot on this side, he's... yeah, there you go, he's done for. He surrendered, now he's sinking. God. Let's take care of the last ship as well. This one, I hope to be able to capture. I have decided to lock him in. Not only have I locked him in, this ship right here, Gosen, or I mean the Goose, I imagine. I'm gonna use that and try and board him. And we'll see how that goes. He's wavering right now. I'm lining up the Goose. I think it means the Goose. He's got plenty enough crew to stop my boarding action, in fact. But I'm hoping that him being surrounded by so many ships is going to force him to surrender. I mean, everyone's kind of stuck there right now. Okay, my guys are on board. I don't really have enough guys to take the ship because it's a 100 versus 69, and defenders fight so much better. 85, 69, yeah, we've already, or 63. So we're losing tons more men than he is. Is that French drummer or is it our drummer? Never mind, he's dead now. I think it's one of ours. Also, I can't tell the sailors apart. Oh, the numbers are almost equal now. Oh, he surrendered! Our boarding action was successful, but it was super bloody. Super bloody boarding action, but I was successful and I captured the ship. Wonderful. Now I can pay for the repair costs, at least. Given how important naval fights are, I might actually take this ship on rather than take the prize money from it, just because I imagine that buying one outright is pretty darn expensive, and I definitely need more ships like this to join my fleet, because right now trade is super important for me. Trade is opened up. It didn't cost that much to repair the fleet. I have been selling technologies to one of the few friends that I have, which is all the way over here. Not entirely sure who. The Hetman, some Cossack faction out in the middle of Russia, which I've actually been selling technology to quite successfully. I didn't even know they had that much money. But seemingly everyone has money except me. This, I mean, the Hague and the watermill there has been destroyed for how long? It was destroyed, I mean, years ago at this point, and we haven't been able to repair it, mostly because it's cost 7,000, which is the equivalent of, I mean, that's the naval upkeep for 2 years or something like that. Right, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it right here, but for the next one I will prepare a little bit, just so we can get going into that battle, hopefully, on the Newfoundland. Unless someone is able to sink my fleet before it gets there, but hopefully not. Hopefully you enjoyed this. This campaign has been Navy heavy so far, but then again we are playing as the Dutch. Hopefully you still enjoy it, and once I turn it around and economically, we'll start to actually, I think it'll be a lot better. But for right now, this is how it's going. We're scraping by, and I'll push myself every turn to try not and die. But with all of that said, I hope that you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.